Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, sunshines. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday is hump day, and this is our short day. We are going to start with our 5-minute mindfulness. If you have been listening to the mindfulness readings, we have figured out that it's not just pertaining to walking. This is mindfulness in every aspect of life is applicable. So today we are moving into the fourth essay on mindfulness. And the author of this book is Douglas Baker. So this is a short day because we only do one mindfulness a day, and I don't really stop and check out the checks. So for anybody on the replay gang, thank you for being here. Anybody that is here live, thank you, and thank you. I'm going to get started so I can get finished. All right, so essay 4 is about positive mind states. Mindful walking is an opportunity to bring out the best in the mind. Each time we walk, we not only wipe the mind clean of negative states, but plant the seed for positive states of mind that help us live a more balanced, focused, happy, and skillful life. Each step is a gentle nudge to remember that we have a choice. Take our chances with the mind, with what the mind brings us, or populate the mind with states that are helpful. One of the things that I do is I walk when I'm out of town, but when I'm in town and it's summertime, I bike. So I am an avid bike rider. COVID made me an avid bike rider. I absolutely love riding my bike outside. And then when I'm inside in the winter time, I use a Peloton bike to work out. So I have been, yesterday I rode for about 2 hours. I think I did like 20 something miles. And I practice a lot of this mindfulness while I'm riding my bike too. That's why I said it's applicable across the board. It's not just for walking, it really applies for every area of your life. So if you are focused on your mind and body, this mindfulness, these essays are applicable for any type of working out that you're doing. Good morning, Gordo Poppy. Good morning, and good morning, Sunshine. Thank you for being here. To make walking practice an incubator for positive mind states, we need to do two things. First, learn to identify beneficial and unbeneficial mind states and make it a regular practice to notice them. Second, create a link in the mind between mindful walking and positive mind states. It might be as simple as reminding ourselves each time we practice mindfully walking, I cultivate helpful mind states. Each mindful walk then reinforces this link. Beneficial and unbeneficial mind states. Mind states are common mental patterns that all human beings share. I'm going to start that over since I messed up. And I messed up because I just had a thought. I'm not being mindful while I'm reading. I had a thought that I needed to remember once I'm done with this live because I need to do something. So I apologize. Let me focus. Beneficial and unbeneficial mind states. Mind states are common mental patterns that all human beings share. They're like the mind skeleton, a background structure largely invisible but very important. They're the foundation upon which the mind rests. Understanding and working with them is crucial for mental and physical well being. They consist of two simple categories. Here is a brief overview. Beneficial: patience, trust, confidence, humor, generosity, flexibility, curiosity, forgiveness, kindness, empathy, gratitude, diligence, focus, honesty, wonder, and joy. The unbeneficial states are impatience, fear, pessimism, greed, anger, resentment, jealousy, self pity, judgmentalism, rigidity, and self centeredness. When I was reading those unbeneficials, I was thinking about like a weight loss journey when you are trying to be focused and we always want to lose quickly, right? It wasn't a quick process to gain the weight that we are carrying with us, but it is a long process to lose the weight. And so when I read those unbeneficial mind states, impatience that comes with trying to get it off quickly. Everybody talks about summer bodies or New Year's resolutions. You can't, it's hard to hold yourself to stuff like that, right? Like you have to mindfully make a decision, and it shouldn't matter like what day it is or what season it is. If your goal is to be mindful, if your goal is to be healthy, then just every day create that mindset, create that space, and not be impatient. Fear, pessimism, greed, anger, resentment, jealousy, self pity. Good morning, Snuggle668. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here. These mind states are like the air we breathe. We generally don't even notice them, but we view the world and ourselves through them, so they have a powerful effect. Like the air, if they're polluted with negativity, there's a toxic effect on the mind and body. As we cultivate the positive mind states, we're more healthy. The world looks friendlier, and a happy life seems more possible. Leveraging beneficial mind states. To leverage beneficial mind states, try these practices. Notice and identify mind states as they arise, or ask yourself, what mind state am I in now? Observe how each mind state affects you on a different level. How does fear, for example, affect your body, your decisions, your effectiveness, and your worldview? When you notice an unhelpful mind state, choose a helpful state, name it, and affirm your intention to grow it. Affirm a chosen mind state by silently naming it, as in, I'm cultivating gratitude. Notice if your inner weather brightens even just slightly as you invite a beneficial mind state. We're not seeking a complete transformation, we're just planting a seed. So look for a tiny sprout or something positive. Choose a beneficial mind state to emphasize each time you practice mindful walking. And I'm going to keep reminding you that this does not just have to apply to walking. Mindful eating, mindful thinking, mindful friendships, mindful relationships. All of these things are applicable to every single area of your life. A positive mind state in each walk. In this practice, we'll look deeper inside, beyond physical sensations, to glimpse mind states. Because mind states drive our attitudes, behavior, and many of our emotions. It's helpful to perceive them and, at times, shift them. Let's begin. Locate your walk, start moving, and fire up your noticing mind. Bring close attention to the sensations of walking, changing as you step. Now, direct that careful attention to noticing your mind state. It's far less concrete than a sensation, so at first it might be difficult. It's a little like noticing what the mind inside of the mouth tastes like. Mm. It's a little like noticing what the inside of the mouth tastes like. At first, we might say nothing. But if we attend closely, we might notice a slight sour taste. Sometimes the mind is sour, but we don't notice it. I'm gonna read that again. That's interesting. I think when I read that, it made me think about I went to my dad's for the 4th of July, and they drink what is the water they drink? Like mountain, some type of mountain, some type of water. And it tastes like salt to me. Like when I tasted the water, I was like, this is like I could literally taste sodium in the water. And it was just the weirdest thing. Like I've never tasted water that tasted like something. You know, usually you say water doesn't taste like anything. This water actually tasted like it has something in it. So I don't know if that's the mindfulness that I've been practicing and remembering, or if it was just weird water. I'm not sure. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Sunshine Beautiful. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's read that again. Now, direct that careful attention to noticing your mind state. It's far less concrete than a sensation. So, at first, it may be difficult. It's a little like noticing what the inside of the mouth tastes like. At first, we might say nothing. But if we attend closely, we might notice a slight sour taste. Sometimes the mind is sour, but we don't notice. Examine carefully what the condition of your mind seems to be. You might detect, for example, a slight impatience with this practice. I think I practice this type of thinking when I watch YouTube creators, when I watch content creators. As I watch a content creator, it's not necessarily watching the person, right? Because a lot of content creators, just like today, I'm using a thumbnail. A lot of times you don't necessarily, or you may not have never seen what this person looks like, but there's some type of energy that is emanated from the content that they create. And I think as I've been becoming I don't know, a different type of, or evolving. I like the word evolving. As I've evolved as a content creator, and as I encounter new content creators, I pay attention to the energy that I get from their content. And if that energy is like, it feels harmful to me, I can't watch that type of content. And sometimes you watch content, you know, you get gags and giggles or whatever it is that from that content creator. But if it is like continually harmful content, or demeaning content, or it feels really a negative space. And the people in the chat also contribute, I think, to that type of energy. You can tell from the content creator as well as their chat what type of energy they bring to the space. And if it is really negative, I mindfully remove myself. um you don't always have to respond if something doesn't sit well with you. There's so many different types of places and spaces on YouTube that we can visit, that we have to learn to expand our spaces and not focus on those places that don't bring us joy or that are always harmful to our inner being, right? So, like I said, even though this is about mindful walking, a lot of what is being said here is just applicable across the board to our humanity. Good morning, beautiful Shalom. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Sunshine. It's good to have you here. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to start this paragraph over. Examine carefully what the condition of your mind seems to be. You might detect, for example, a slight impatience with this practice. Noticing it, you've tuned into a mind state. As you continue walking, and I feel like walking is as you continue living. I'm going to try to change every word in here from walking to living. As you continue living, keep checking your mind state. Your attention probably can't focus steadily on it because you've got to watch where you're going. Let attention flow back and forth between physical matters, thoughts, and the mind state. Thoughts provide clues about the mind state because they are an expression of it. If you notice amused thoughts, mindful walking must look quite comical. And I would say mindful living or mindful viewing or mindful eating. This applies to that too, y'all. I had to push Dr. Edie to Friday. He be making me feel away. So we'll get to him in 2 days. But today, let's just say this is mindful living. No doubt, a mind state of humor is there. See if you can connect to it. Now, try mixing your own special sauce. How about sprinkling a little gratitude on the amused thoughts? You might work your way into a grateful mind state with a thought. I'm grateful I'm willing to try something as eccentric as mindful walking, mindful talking, mindful thinking, mindful being, mindful eating, mindful drinking, mindful parenting, mindful friendshipness, mindful relationships. It's all applicable. Like y'all, all of this is applicable. Notice if a sense of gratitude bubbles up. You'll have felt feelings of gratitude before, but you're beginning to perceive the mind state that underpins them. In this way, you can begin to see more of the working parts of the mind, which create many attitudes and beliefs. As we are more aware of these mind states, we can cultivate those that empower us. Loving kindness. Walking meditation is medicinal for the body and the mind, and also the spirit. We can use the practice to cultivate love and happiness. This happens through making an offering to those we pass as we walk. I'm going to tell y'all this. So when I started reading this, I was on my way to vacation, right? I was on my way out of town. And one of the things, I think I told y'all this in one of the other readings, I started looking at the trees and the birds and the creatures and the flowers and other human beings because I'm a Detroiter child. We don't look people in the eye when we walk past. I remember when I first went to college, I went to college down south, and then people were so friendly. And listen, in Detroit, honestly, what I'm saying, we do not talk. We don't walk down the street and say hello. One of the most awkward things I did when I was a freshman in college was when people would speak to me, I was like, what do you want? I just didn't trust people just being nice. It's just it was really weird. So anyway, when I went on vacation, I spoke to the trees and the flowers and the little alligators that would hide up under the concrete. I spoke to the flowers. I spoke to the universe. It was new. It was something that I had never did, right? And so now when I'm outside riding my bike, I do the same thing. And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't mindfully exercise or walk or anything with in silence. I'm not able to do things in silence. I am a multitasker. I listen to music literally all day long. I listen to music when I'm teaching. I listen to music when I'm at work. I listen to music just because I love music. And so I ride my bike and I'm starting to look at the trees that I've seen 1,000 times, and I give gratitude and I thank the trees. They've seen things and lived through things I'll never know, right? I thank the soil. I thank the flowers. I thank the universe that I'm able to breathe in and exhale every single time I'm out there. I thank the universe for the safety, right? I had to take my bike to the shop yesterday and get my brakes fixed because I was riding on the fourth, and child, the universe was like, "Girl, take this bike to the shop." I had about 3 cars that almost they don't pay attention to bikers, and they almost hit me. And the universe was like, "Okay, this is it. You're gonna ride today and take that." So yesterday I took it to the shop. I thank the universe for allowing me to see that so that I wouldn't get in danger, right? Like, I have just become so thankful for every aspect of being as I am, I think, maturing a little bit. I'm still not all the way, mature in every area, but I'm working on it. Beautiful Shalom says, yes, girl. No, child, listen, Detroit don't play. Listen, we got terrible attitudes. I didn't know how terrible the attitude was, though, until I went to college. I was like, y'all are really nice down here. What y'all want? That song, listen, DMX, what these want from a child, listen, that is Detroit. We be like, what you want? Like, why are you speaking to me? Nobody, we don't talk, we don't look at each other, and we just don't. It is the weirdest thing. Our social etiquette is totally different. All right, I got to start over because I got random. When I get random, I have to start over because I forget where I left off. We are at loving kindness. Walking meditation is medicinal for the body and mind and also the spirit. We can use the practice to cultivate love and happiness. This happens through making an offering to those we pass as we walk. It's a tradition in the meditative arts known as loving kindness or metta, the practice of silently offering kindness or love to others. In order to give love, we first summon a loving feeling in ourselves, as we can't give what we don't have in the first place. Thus, we are steeping ourselves in the good vibrations we deliver to others. It's like working in a coffee shop and having the easiest possible access to coffee. On your next walk, and we substitute walk for everything now. Walking is everything. On your next everything, hold your torso upright, dignified, and open. Invite a steady rhythm in your breath and prepare for stealth spirituality. As you approach living beings, human, animal, or even those of the plant world. Oh, y'all, see, I hadn't even read this part yet. This is what I've been doing. I've been doing it. Slightly offer them good wishes of your choice. Give what you would most appreciative receiving. Give what you would. Basically, give what you want to receive. Don't look directly at them if they're people. Child, that ain't a problem because I'm from Detroit. We don't make eye contact. You inviting somebody to start a whole conversation when you look at them in their eyes. No, ma'am. Just hold them in awareness as you pass. Here are some of my favorite offerings. May you truly be happy. May you be safe and protected. May you give and receive love. May you be healthy and free. May you let your freak flag fly. That was interesting. May you rock to the fullest extent permissible under local ordinances, not being under local ordinance, child. Okay. As always, in walking meditation, it's important to notice the effect that it has on you. Although this practice may feel silly, remember that new things often feel unnatural at first. Observe the effects, including a before and after comparison of your inner weather. Is it a little brighter, more humorous, or more loving inside? Practice a little more, offering good wishes to yourself. You deserve a cup too. Lost in thoughts, found in beauty. Sharing moments. On a hiking trip in New Hampshire, I woke up in my tent to a stunning fall day, cool and crisp. I was camped by a mountain brook in a remote part of the national forest. I had good food, dark chocolate, green tea, and just enough gear positioned for pleasures in a gorgeous place. After tea, I meditated on a rock in the stream, then cooked breakfast, grateful for solitude and my lightweight stove. Pumping water with a filtration device, my attention was absorbed. Muscles working, sounds of water. In such moments of presence, my sense of self quietly dissolved into nature. I packed for a hike to a high peak where vast views would unfold. I started up the trail, winding past a beaver pond and stands of white birch, absorbed in a sensory world of colors, smells, and sensations. The shape of a tree reminded me of a certain yoga pose. Synopses linked the pose to a former colleague who, years earlier, had invited me to collaborate on a book about yoga. The project had soured as his investor had backed out. But before that, I had increasingly found his personality infuriating. He had advised me on things that I had more experience with. He had pontificated. I had longed to tell him off, but never did. The body was hiking, but the mind was deep in that long forgotten relationship. I was flooded with judgmental opinions and agitated emotions. It went on for 20 or 30 minutes. When a hawk was startled from a tree near the trail, I reacted angrily. Where was the delight I would normally feel? Excuse me. Swept away by a memory, an eruption of thoughts, and a mood, though nothing had actually happened. Suddenly, I saw the comedy of it and laughed out loud. I paused, took a deep breath, washing the mind clear. Walking again, I used my steps and breathing to guide my attention back to this step, this place. And that's something that we all have to do when we get off track, when we find ourselves drifting. We have to mindfully bring ourselves back to joy, to peace, to love, and to giving what we want to receive, to just being what the universe created us to be, the best versions of ourselves. That is the end of essay 4, and that is the end of our live today. Thank you, everybody that tuned in, whether it was for the entire live or just a moment. I appreciate you. If you're on the replay, thank you so much. Please like, share, leave a comment for your girl. If nothing else, I will love your comment. And if I have time, I will give some commentary as well. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow when we get into our 5 devotions from Seeing Beautiful Again. I love you. You all have a blessed, a prosperous, and a mindful day.